Hello, this is Tim Rush with the Schiller Institute in Washington, D.C. On March 19th. It is my great honor to have with me Ambassador Manuel Hassassian, Palestinian ambassador to Denmark, who has been one of the featured speakers today at an Advocacy Summit of the Churches for Middle East Peace. I want to ask Ambassador, thank you very much for joining me.
It's my pleasure, sir.
Wanted to ask you what message you brought to the Assembly today and how the recent events, horrific events, of the breakdown of the ceasefire and the renewed slaughter in Gaza, how to react to that and how to try to move forward despite this setback.
Well, actually, we have to understand that the current situation in Gaza is unacceptable, and this naked aggression against our people should stop. I came here with a message for the church leaders to strengthen the words of peace and justice, and to work diligently with the respective governments to put pressure on Israel to stop this war, and to go back basically to peace negotiations, to strike out our differences in a peaceful way rather than through arms and bombs and what have you. Violence always breeds violence, and for that simple reason we have reached a resolution that military solution to this conflict is no solution. So the sooner the better. We have the dust should settle down, we should have peace, and life goes on. And in order for people to prosper, basically we need to promote certain kind of policies that could be convenient for all parties, because that's the way you flourish, you advance, and you overcome political jingoism. And of course, since you are interviewing me from the Schiller Institute, I always talk about the Oasis Plan, how it could play a very imperative role in bridging the gaps politically by more or less trying to focus on development, and by development we can overcome this narrow ideology perceptions that negate each other. So the synthesis movement in this is the fact that when we approach our conflict not only from a political conflict or cultural or religious conflict, but if we think as the glass is half full, we search for common grounds. After all, national interest, economic interest, bode well in trying to create political stability.
I wanted to just add one question there. The program that's been advanced from the Arab countries, particularly through Egypt recently, do you see a way to, first of all, how do you evaluate that? And second, is there a way to broaden it so that the broader focus of the Schiller Institute's Oasis Plan could be integrated and bring it to a larger context?
Yes. The Palestinian Authority has its own plan for the reconstruction of Gaza, as you know, and it bodes well with that of the Egyptian plan. But we also believe that there should be an international dimension to the progress of development. And in order to have that dimension, you need people who are neutral on this conflict, who just come in, and shoulder the responsibility of taking off with the process of reconstruction and development on the economic level, with the mentality of pure scientific perspective. And as it is laid out in the Oasis Plan, I think this could be a very plausible plan that could integrate within the Egyptian and the Palestinian plan when we talk about the day after in Gaza. And therefore, we could give that international dimension to it, where it becomes more legitimate, more acceptable by the international community, to see the international dimension being infused basically within this overall comprehensive plan of reconstruction that could be acceptable to all. And I don't think the Americans would object to that, neither the Europeans, because the Oasis Plan has been spread all over Europe. And I myself, I have been participating in so many of your conferences. and talking about this, whether in Denmark or in Palestine. I've done many interviews, and you are one of those who interviewed me from Copenhagen. So yes, I do believe that the international dimension of progress and development through economics, and there are testimonies for what the Oasis Plan has done and achieved.
Well, we thank you very much for that. I should tell you that we have been very active on Capitol Hill discussing the Oasis Plan as the advance, as sort of the forward, what creates the community of future benefits that can facilitate the immediate requirements in terms of halting the killing. Mm-hmm. And particularly on the Senate, we found very interesting responses, including among Republicans, because back in the 1960s, mm-hmm. it was former President Eisenhower who adopted a water for peace approach with a very detailed program, got the support of President Johnson. So it was a bipartisan effort. And 1 week before the Six-Day War, in June of 1967, there was a meeting in Washington, D.C. of 6,400 delegates from something like 70 countries on a Water for Peace program. And it got derailed basically because of dynamics unleashed by the Six-Day War. Well, so today we believe that we can pick that up. Exactly.
Inshallah.
And we very much embrace everything that you're doing, and thank you very much.
If we believe in God's will and with our resilience that conflict cannot sustain itself, but peace can be, a permanent peace. And permanent peace comes with mutual reciprocity, with mutual respect, with mutual understanding that peace and security in the Middle East cannot be achieved unless the Palestinians have their own independence. And in order to have that, and in order to promote peace and the sustainability and the longevity of peace, we need to be partners in economic, in trade relationships, and in developing our natural resources for the benefit of all.
Indeed, inshallah, and thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. My pleasure.